know what I'm saying? Let's get this motherfucking live started. I just got some shit I want to talk about. You know, that's how it really normally goes for me. I just get some shit in my head. I feel like I want to talk about it. I'm like, let me go live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to address all my peoples. And when I speak of my peoples, I speak of all of humanity. You know what I'm saying? But let's just talk about sex for a second. Now, see, people tend to look at me and people like me and make it like it's a big ordeal because I'm identified by sexuality or something, or by a quote unquote gender. But see, to me, I see it's not really a gender. It's more like an agenda. All around the world, it don't matter where you're from. You could be from Africa, you could be from Saudi Arabia, Russian, American, South American. But everybody is identified with some kind of a sexual label. From the day that you are born, you are identified by how you're able to fuck. Yes, I said fuck. Because that's what it all boils down to. Our whole identities are based off of, sup, Dave? Our whole identities get based off of how we're able to fuck and our sexual orientation. It's even to the point that your genitalia is basically just called sex. Because, I mean, that's what it all boils down to. From the moment you're born, I want to know, well, society wants to know whether you're taking dick or you're giving dick. That's what everybody wants to know right off the rip. Can I put something in this person? Or am I going to be the person that's putting something in the person? You know? So we get these labels of woman, man, female, male. I'm doing all right. But when you look at female and male, it really just boils down to almost like electronics. Positive and negative battery sides. It's all about how you plug in. And everybody wants to know, how are you as a plug, basically? How am I able to use you and connect with your energy, I suppose? I mean, most people don't come to think of things in terms of energy. I don't know why, but everything's about energy. But I find it kind of odd, like, from the day you born, people want to know how they could fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, people want to evolve that shit and act like because I'm born with this kind of ability to fuck, or I'm supposed to be fucked in this kind of manner, that means that this is the kind of roles that I'm supposed to have in society. Like, automatically, somebody assumes that if you take dick, that means that you must be submissive. That means that I can dominate you. Well, there's a ongoing thesis going on, ongoing hypothesis, whatever you want to call it, that a lot of the subs, people that call themselves sexually submissive, they believe that they're the dominants. Because if I'm submitting, so to say, if you're pumping into me, I'm the one taking your energy. You know what I'm saying? You're giving me your energy. So that means that I'm dominating you. You're not dominating me because I'm taking from you. But then there's other people that got the other point of view that they think that they're taking because they're doing the pumping. See, that's a whole That's just something to think about. But again, I just find it odd that, I mean, what are we, animals? Are we like ducks? Are the men supposed to have green heads and shit? And the women supposed to be like this, and based on so that we know exactly how they're supposed to receive sexual penetration or be penetrated, or are we supposed to penetrate them? That's basically how we live our lives as human beings, mankind. We need to know exactly how you're able to be fucked. Is that what we are? We say sex is unholy or horny and devilish. But even within the religions donate and tell you this is how you're supposed to be fucked. You understand what I'm saying? Socially, economically. You know? What's up, Marie? How you doing? Domestically, whatever. Based on your body part, that's how you're supposed to be treated in life. That's kind of odd to me. Now, when you look at men and women, as I've come to do in my transformation, I started to see more shit. Before that, to me it's like, man, woman, blah, blah, blah. But I've learned that there's so many variations within people that have different genitalias. It could be men that act like women, and it could be women that act like men, or carry themselves in those manners. But still, basically, yes, there's women that can dress and want to look like men and everything, and they will still be fine calling a woman and vice versa. But basically, based on how you're able to have sex, whether being fucked or doing the fucking, that's how your identity is from birth. That's some weird shit. When I study and I look at biology, it seems to me like we're all the same creature. So I don't really understand why it's so important to label how somebody is supposed to be sexually used. Now, in the realm of electronics, I can understand you want to label whether this is the hole to get plugged into, or if this got the motherfucking where's that shit at? I say if this is phallic. Now say I need to know if you a male or not. You know what I'm saying? I need to know if I could plug in. I mean, but when you start to make what do you say? This is your identity. This is male. When I start to tell you everything that you're supposed to do as a human being, as a person that's able to think and manipulate matter and create and express in many forms, is this really what it breaks down to? Whether I can plug in or not? So based on if I can plug in, that means that I need to carry myself in an accordant manner to make sure, like, okay, because I can plug in, that means that I'm stronger than you. That means that I should make more money than you. That means that I should be the dominant force in society. It means that I should be the motherfucking pastor of the church, the business leader. As we say in street terms, because I'm the plug, right? Because I'm the plug, that means I'm dominant. Well, what is the plug without the hole? There's nothing to plug into. But back to the human experience. How can this define my role in society and in everything that I do, when I have the ability to create and express through here more than just here? See, my creations don't just start and stop with my ability to reproduce and create an offspring. In the world of human beings, my ability to create extends into the things that I can build, not just with my penis or my vagina. You know? So therefore, I don't understand why there is some kind of gender role assigned to this. Why is this called a man? Why is this assigned a societal role, a sociological role in society of what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to carry yourself and what kind of clothing wrappings you put on this? Are we animals? And if we're the same as animals, why don't we just call ourselves animals? Why do we need a term of man and woman? Why not just stick to male and female and, I don't know, just live as animals? Why the fuck we need clothing, period? I mean, it's kind of weird. But then when you also look at biology, you find out that these body parts are pretty much the same body parts, just different mutations of the same genes and shit. Like, I didn't know that pretty much a clit is the same thing as a dick. And the ovaries and the balls are just in different positions. So, I mean, everybody is pretty much the same creation. In essence, it's almost like all men is women. What's going on, Date? All men is women, and all women is men. See, I have a saying that I say, and I usually put this through my music. I am every man, and I am every woman. So what you choose to label me, it's neither here nor there. Because I'm going to get it all. I like to refer to Eminem, I am whatever you say I am. But from my understanding, from here and here, I know that I am every man and every woman, for one, just from my DNA. From being original peoples and shit like that. Every man and every woman stems from my people. And again, my people being all humanity. So therefore, people say they're against New World Order or One World Order. There's pros and cons with everything. But one thing I do like about the idea of One World Order is that understanding that we are all under the same banner. Because when I see, and this is no disrespect to whites and Caucasians, because I love y'all. A lot of y'all be on some shit. My people be on some shit too. I ain't trying to hate all white people, but that's a whole different story. But I'm going to speak specifically on melanated because that's what the fuck I be. You know what I mean? So, when I think of this wonderful melanin that I got, when I see motherfuckers in Cuba, when I see Russians, when I see your people all around the world with my motherfucking melanin, when I see Bloods and Crips and Latin Kings and all types of people with my fucking melanin, I say to myself, these are my people. All around the world, That's me. All around the world I see that's me. So it no longer matters to me what you want to call yourself or what you want to call me. Because the bottom line is, you're me and I'm you. And you can love it or hate it. You can love it and hate it. But I'm me and I'm you and you're me. And that's just the bottom line. And if we want to say that everything came from Africa, well then definitely every motherfucker on the planet is me and I'm every motherfucker on the planet. So you can have issues with me about my sexual gender, about how I like to fuck. That don't change the fact that me and you the same motherfucker. Just because I chose to get some head in the back seat and they chose to get some head in the front seat and the other piggy chose to go home, wee. It don't mean that. The wolf that came to blow down the home is not my relative. Because in the human realm, we adapt the qualities of the whole animal kingdom. These animals that we look at, we call them animals, they have their little realms of how they do shit. But in the human world, we adapt all lifestyles of all those animals. We do everything that they do and more so. So, back to the original statement. How is it that we can be so advanced and so thoughtful, so curious and peculiar, so mentally stimulated, and after centuries still want to identify as how I'm going to be fucked? You look at dating sites and dating in general. I won't say across the world, I'll deal with America because that's where I'm living, in the United States. And people want to be people want to be accepted for who they are. So if I want to date and have relationships with men and women based on who I am, then based on humanity, on who I am, well, that means that me and the rest of these motherfuckers, and fatherfuckers, and whoever the fuck you call yourself fucking, we need to have a conversation. I understand there's going to be a little bit of prejudice. I'm not totally against prejudice, because prejudice can save your life. But to stay with that prejudice and not build beyond that prejudice, that's total ignorance and just straight stupidity. There's no intelligence in that. I don't see what's the point of you seeing me first and foremost, before you see me as anything else, as seeing me as this phallic material, this phallic function. Why is that the most important thing, the first thing that you want to know about me as a man or as a woman or as a sub or as a dominant, as pitching, as catching, whether I be in the LGB rainbow community or whether I be in the cis community? Why is the first thing that you want to know about me is how I fuck? Taking it to the rainbow community, why is it so important for me, for you to know we're in the rainbow, we're supposed to have freedom of expression. We're not supposed to be tied to the same chains of oppression that are created in so-called straight world. But yet you go into the rainbow world and I still got a motherfucker telling me straight up, off the straight initial hello. I just need to know whether you're a top or a bottom. Because whether you're a top or a bottom, that's going to let me determine how I need to go on with this friendship or this relationship. If we are truly going to advance as people, if we are truly going to call ourselves civilized, thoughtful, considerate, people who use this to overcome, we can't continue to look at each other and base our judgments upon this phallic organ. Because as long as we continue to do that, we are short selling ourselves as in the human experience. We are censoring ourselves as human beings. Because again, as a human, our creations extend far beyond our abilities to reproduce children. Our creations go to, that's my peoples, that's my baby, she's sleeping. Our abilities go to the skyscrapers, the cars, the governments, all types of shit that we build, man. All types of shit that we build. We are not just here to reproduce children. And I'm going to end it like that. How important is to you, that's the question of the live, how important is it to you that you be identified by your sex, whether you're able to be fucked or do the fucking? Should that be the first and foremost most important thing by how people need to know when they say hello to you? When somebody says hello to you, is the first thing they need to know before they even say hello, because they need to know, for some reason it seems like people need to know how you can be fucked before they can determine whether they should be nice and cordial or say hello to you, or how they should say hello to you. Why does my genitalia, why does my sexual preferences have anything to do with you being cordial with me? I'm not trying to fuck everybody I meet. I'm not trying to fuck everybody I meet. So therefore, I don't care. One of my friends asked me earlier, there was some conversation we was having, and it was like, well, how do you proceed with having a friendship with somebody that you're sexually attracted to? Like, how do you continue being friends with somebody like that if they don't want you? And my answer to them was, because friendship is more important to me than sex. Point blank. Friendship is more important to me than sex. I could start off wanting to fuck a chick, a woman, male or female. I could want to have sex with the person. But the minute we develop a friendship or a relationship, a ship to sail together, that we might be able to both be able to build off of constructively and learn from each other and experience the world in a better light together, sex was never that important. Sex is fun. But the friendship means more. The relationship means more. What we can do together, working together, and learning from each other, living, loving, and laughing together means more to me than sex. And that's my answer to the question. But what is yours? Is it really that important whether a person is pitching or catching, top or bottom, penis or pussy? Is it really that important that we need to build our whole society structures, our whole social structures, whether it be religion, whether it be at work, whether it be kids going to school, the clothes we wear? Why is it so important that we need to be labeled as in how we fuck.